In version 3.2, we've got a lot of focus about Startorch Academy as a place of learning, and with Denia being revealed to be a student in Void Matters, now seems like an appropriate time to talk about this place in depth. We'll first talk about its founding, and then we'll talk about the curriculum and departments. Startorch Academy was a joint venture between Space Trek Collective and the Roya. The Space Trek Collective was previously known as the Polar Collective, a research expedition team formed by the Pioneers Association with the purpose of studying the new frostlands that appeared after the poles shifted due to the First Lament. On their arrival, they discovered Lahai Roy's unique ecology alongside the native Royans and the Exostrider. It was a world completely unknown and strange to the rest of the world. However, when they reported back, the team was put under quarantine. Their expedition report was confiscated and an information blockade was issued. Despite the Pioneers Association's best efforts though, the information about the new world still leaked, and organizations from all around the world began to try and break into Lahai Roy on their own. The Royans, however, played the role of primitive tribes, essentially playing dumb and not giving them any useful information, while trying to figure out why all these people came in the first place. Later, the Pioneers Association with representatives from all organizations and nations gathered together to have a meeting regarding the discoveries of the Polar Collective, and mid-meeting, the Royan representative appeared before them. Despite meeting them with arrogance, they quickly saw eye to eye when it was revealed that their aptitude for mathematics rivaled the modern world. As the meeting progressed, the Royans indicated that there was a gradually increasing wave-worn presence under Lahai Roy. But even with their calculations, they couldn't really identify what it was. The Black Shores revealed that through the Theta Systems analysis, the presence was none other than the Trinodian Aleph-1, and that it was a completely alien being that didn't share any similar signatures with the other domestic Trinodians in Solaris. It was a completely unknown enemy. The Royans, despite having the most complete knowledge about the region, were absolutely not equipped to deal with the Trinodian, which would destroy all of Solaris if it awakens. In an ideal world, the Royans would rather stay isolated, but they understood their technological bottleneck. Thus, a treaty between the Pioneers Association and the Royans was made. The previously discussed Polar Collective will be allowed to continue their research on Lahai Roy, and the Roya will aid them as long as peaceful and mutual agreements were met. In return, the Polar Collective will not be allowed to disrupt the Royans' way of life. With the treaty signed, the Polar Collective changed its name to Space Trek Collective, and with the Royans' help, Startorch Academy was founded. Now that we've properly established Startorch's founding, let's talk about the curriculum. Startorch Academy follows a 2-year prep program and a 4-year specialized program. Students in the prep program are identifiable by their white blazers and neon green ties. They will be taught foundational sciences, humanities, and essential survival skills necessary for life in Lahai Roy. During this period, the students' performance and interests will be logged for when they finish the necessary modules and eventually move on to the specialized program. There are 3 specializations: the Department of Exostrider Engineering, the Department of Void Matters, and the Department of Light Sciences. After entering a specialization, the schedule will change to focus on that specific field of study. However, Rabelle College students are the exception. During enrollment, all resonators are required to test for their compatibility with the Exostrider. If they are compatible, they will be put in Rabelle College, skipping the 2-year prep program. All departments follow the same attendance time of 8 AM and end at 10 PM latest. Let's go over the departments, starting with Rabelle College. Nicknamed the Synchronous Department, this department focuses on training compatible resonators, known as Synchronists, to be able to pilot the Exostrider. Students from this department are identifiable by their plug suits or purple blazers and yellow ties. This department has 2 main divisions, the Division of Synchronization Training and the Division of Ancient Studies. Synchronization training is done by using a specialized cockpit developed by the engineering department. It is capable of accurately simulating the resonance load during sync as if they were actually piloting the Exostrider itself. Save for a few NPC dialogues, the Division of Ancient Studies isn't actually that present in-game, but there are students outdoors doing fieldwork and interacting with the Roya, so it's safe to assume that they're doing their own research on Lahai Roy's history. However, a lot of overzealous synchronists push themselves far beyond their capabilities and actually end up getting hurt. This has led to the development of many safety monitoring technologies and treatments, which has also ended up seeing use in Startorch's clinic. This has led to an additional subspecialization that is affiliated with Rabelle College named Frequency Therapeutics. The Department of Exostrider Engineering focuses on researching and studying the Exostrider. Through this, they develop new technologies such as, but not limited to, weaponry, intelligent robotics, simulated environments, vehicles, etc. Students from this department are identifiable by their blue blazers and orange ties, though some students also wear grey blazers. This department has two main divisions, the Division of Resonator Mech Synchronization and the Division of Technical Development. Through the study of the Exostrider, the Resonator Mech Division has created a way to translate human thoughts and movements to mech movements through neural link via the stargram on each student's person. This allows for dangerous tasks such as void matter surveys and recons into void space without directly endangering the pilot. As mentioned earlier, this tech is also used by Rabelle College to safely train with the Exostrider. Weapons development, support tools, and protective suits are developed by the Tactical Development Division. This is done by researching and experimenting on the Exoswarm's biomorphic traits to create adaptive gear and self-evolving weapons. Named the Synth Armament Crafting Bay, this place is where engineering students go to do research. The Expedition Bike is also a product of this division. This division is also responsible for the Synth Armament series of weapons, which Chisa is apparently writing a thesis about. The Department of Void Matter specifically focuses on Lahai-Roy's unique waveborne phenomenon, the Void Storm, specifically its space-time anomalies and void matter physics. Students from this department are identifiable by their grey blazers and pink ties. Communication within the Void Storm is impossible without the right equipment, but by studying the Exostrider's ability to correct itself in the presence of a Void Storm, communications and vital sign monitoring has become possible. This technology is also present in Hyvatia, which was used to monitor the reactor drive and is currently used to monitor Helios. However, this department's most notable work is the Void Watch Tower, which is Startorch's tallest landmark and functions as Lahai-Roy's primary telecommunications center. This tower is used to detect initial signs of a void storm, which is indicated by a rainbow light that appears known as a shimmer and issues warnings accordingly. This tower is also used to observe the sky projection array, as in Lahai-Roy's fake sky. Also, since they by nature of the Void Storm also researched the waveborne phenomenon and aim to build an early detection system for such disasters, the Void Matter Department are frequent collaborators with the Black Shores. Denia, a third year in Startorch, has also chosen Void Matters to be her specialization. Interestingly enough though, her forte ability specifically allows her to protect an encased target from Void Matter corruption, if only just for a while. And last but not least is the Department of Light Sciences. This department primarily focuses on providing usable power to Startorch Academy and the maintenance of Lahai-Roy's exoswarm ecology. Students from this department are identifiable by their white blazers, yellow undershirts, and cyan ties. This department has two main divisions, the Division of Light Array Engineering and the Division of Ecology Conservation. Most of Lahai-Roy's inhabitants are underground due to the first lament that turned Lahai-Roy's surface into a frostland and the clash between Aleph-1 and the Exostrider. Underground, Lahai-Roy's ecology is fully sustained by the reactor drive. Imitating its functions, this department's Light Array Engineering Division developed Solace Lens Array, a large resonance nexus that refracts the light coming from the drive, or currently Helios, and converts it into usable energy. This energy is used to power all of Startorch Academy's functions. The Division of Ecology Conservation focuses on studying the exoswarm and its behavioral patterns. Through this, they can understand how Lahai-Roy's ecology is maintained. This division is also informally known as the Agronomy Wing and has worked on the Superfood Initiative. Remember that Startorch Academy was founded under the collaboration of two powers, one of them being Space Trek Collective. If Startorch's goal is to research the Exostrider to cultivate synchronists and to defeat LF1, then Space Trek's goal is to study the Exostrider to restart space travel. However, growing food in zero gravity is impossible. That is what the Superfood Initiative is for. By conducting experiments on the unique vegetation that is trapped under the ice, Startorch has developed self-sustaining, highly nutritious foods made with ingredients that can grow even in low-gravity environments. In all aspects except for taste, this food is superior. And that should be everything relating to Startorch Academy's history and curriculum. When a student graduates, they have to wait a certain period before their NDA wears off. What happens in Startorch stays in Startorch. But after that, finding a stable job should be pretty easy. They could also choose to stay in Startorch and continue their research there, like Mornier. Alright, that should be everything. Please subscribe. Thank you.